Welcome to the series on Keys to Understanding the Book of Revelation. Today we're looking at key number 7, the impact of Daniel's 70 weeks prophecy in the Book of Revelation. When we look at this prophecy of Daniel in Daniel 9:24-27, we see that there are 6 clauses that have to be fulfilled in a period of time of 490 years. There is also a direct prophecy of the coming of the Messiah. There is also the reign of the Antichrist and the final 3.5 years before Christ returns. We read in Daniel 9:27, "He, Christ, shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. But in the middle of the week, he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offering." Now, this happened at the cross after Christ administered for the first 3.5 years of the 70th week in the 3.5 years of his ministry. The last 3.5 years were moved to the end times, the last 3.5 years before the second coming of Christ. So this delay in the middle of the 70th week, 3.5 years had been fulfilled, but then it gets delayed. And it gets delayed because the children of Israel were disobedient to the Lord. They had rejected the Messiah. And God put off the final 3.5 years to the end times. And that delay was the age of grace for us. It was the time of the Gentiles. And it's been delayed until these very last days. In Daniel 7:25, Daniel prophesied of this 3.5 year period of time. It says, "He, the Antichrist, will speak against the Most High and oppress his holy people and try to change the set times and the laws. The holy people will be delivered into his hand for a time, times, and half a time, or 3.5 years. That's the same as what we read in Revelation 13 and verse 7. It was granted to him, the Antichrist, to make war with the saints and to overcome them." Now, at the end of the book of Daniel and the 2 men, the 2 witnesses of Christ who were standing either side of Christ, who is standing on the waters, and they are asking the question, how long before all of these things will be fulfilled? And the man clothed in linen, Jesus, who was above the waters of the river, lifted up his right hand and his left hand towards heaven. And I heard him swear by him who lives forever, saying, "It will be for a time, times, and half a time," or the 3.5 years. So when we look at the book of Revelation, if we want to understand what God is saying, we need to have a look at what Daniel's prophecy was telling us, because it's got keys. The book of Revelation isn't just stories. It is parts of revelation from different parts of the Bible that have been brought together. And in Revelation 11-13, in chapter 11, we see the 2 witnesses, and they minister for 3.5 years. In chapter 12, the overcoming church, they minister and they are going to be in protection for 3.5 years. And in chapter 13, we have the Antichrist who will rule and reign for 3.5 years. Some people try to think that that woman in Revelation chapter 12 was Mary. But it's not. It cannot possibly be. The overcoming glorious church, that woman, cannot possibly be Mary. And the man-child that she gives birth to cannot possibly be Jesus. Because these 3 chapters are the last 3.5 years. Look at the time scale on this chart. It happens right in the middle of the end times, not 2,000 years ago. Understanding the prophecy of Daniel is a key to understanding the book of Revelation.